Hi there, I am Dr. Rhonda Smith, and I'm an assistant teaching professor in the School of Social Work at the University of Southern Mississippi. And I want to talk to you today about how to create group activities using artificial intelligence. I teach undergraduate and graduate classes, and one of the main classes that I teach is social welfare policy and policy analysis. And as you can imagine, this subject can be quite dry for some of our students. And if you're anything like me, I lack creativity at times, and I have trouble thinking of ways to come up with activities that are engaging and that keep the students' attention. So I decided to use artificial intelligence, or AI, to see what I could come up with for some of these topics. So I chose to use ChatGPT. It's one of the most well-known, and I want to show you how I started with the prompt. The main thing with using artificial intelligence is to come up with a really good question, a really good prompt for AI to take over and give you what you're asking for. So as you can see here, I came up with the question, or the request to create a class activity for an undergraduate social policy class, and I pointed out undergraduate because that kind of gives AI a level of difficulty for a social policy class that will critically analyze and compare the policy stances of the Biden and Trump administrations on key issues that affect vulnerable populations in the United States. And so when I hit enter, I'll show you what I get. And it's telling me what to do. And one of the first things is to make sure that the students know why we're doing the activity. I think that gives a lot of relevance to, we're not just wasting a lot of time in class. There is actually something that there's a mean to the end here. So what we want to do is form the groups and give each student an assigned policy area. And it gives me a couple of examples here. And one of the things that I noticed while working on these activities that I want to come up with is if there's something that AI doesn't give me, I just ask a follow-up question. So here it says form groups and then assign each group a specific policy area. Well, it only gives me 4, and instead of me sitting here thinking, what are some other policy areas, I just ask it again. Give me 6 key issues that affect the vulnerable populations in the United States. And here we go. It gives me all of that. And so I know that those are going to be the topics that I'm going to give to my students. And so what I did after that is I made these little cards that they were going to draw out of a hat out of their groups. And on the front of the card was the topic, and on the back was the Trump or Biden administration. And so then what they had to do was go to find a policy in their area that they chose and research that policy. And then we did that for about 45 minutes. They had time to really take a deep dive into each of their areas, and then they would come back as a group. Now, I went a little bit further in this, but I don't have a lot of time to tell you exactly what we did. But we went into stakeholders. One of the other things that you can see here, as AI is giving you the instructions, it says questions to consider. What are the significant differences in the approach? How do these policies address the needs of vulnerable populations? Now, I could sit here for another hour and come up with these answers in my mind, but I can also copy and paste this and ask AI to give me that answer. so that I already have kind of an outline. Of course, I want to verify and make sure that AI is right, but there we go. It kind of gives me an outline of what I'm looking for from the students, so that I have already a skeleton here. So this has really been very, very helpful for me. It has saved me a lot of time in being able to come up with some activities that have really helped the students to really understand the material a lot better, because it's hands-on and they're actually doing the work themselves instead of me just telling them how to do it. So that's a very short lesson in how I have used artificial intelligence to help me design activities for my classes. I hope it helps. Thank you.